Kia ora. We are at the start of the Kepler track and we are just about to head out. We're going to do the full track overnight, 2 days, 60 kilometers, ready to go. Let's do it. This part is quite familiar, seeing as we only did it a few weeks ago. We went up to Luxmore Hut and back as a day trip, and so today we are going all the way to the Irisburn campsite and we'll be tenting overnight. We're expecting to spend about 8 or 9 hours on the track today. We officially started on track at 9:30, so we've got a lot ahead of us, but it's nice that we know what the gradient and terrain is like for this first section. It may be a bit dark heading into camp later on, so we have head torches and flashlights to help us there, and we might be setting up camp in the dark, but it is all kapai and I can't wait to get up top and see what it's like from up along those ridge lines, because apparently it is beautiful. We are officially 2 hours in and we've found our first hikers who aren't runners on the track. Had a bit of awkward laughter a few moments ago because we sat down to have a water break and realised how cold it actually is. It's 6 degrees and it's the middle of the day, so it was like a little bit of nervous laughter about how cold it's actually going to be at our campsite tonight. But we've got all the gear that we need, so we should be good. It was just like one of those moments where you realize what you've gotten yourself in for. I'm pretty sure that we're going to go up that mountain and come down this ridge line here, but we're about 30 minutes away from the hut, and if we get there by 1:30 that means that we've done it in the same time, except with packs on this time, which I'm pretty happy with. Just pulling up to Luxmore Hut exactly 4 hours after we started the track. I'm so happy we managed to push through and go the same distance with our packs on as well. It's definitely been a lot more challenging with 10 to 15 kgs on your back. It looks fairly empty here at the moment, so I guess we'll see. We're gonna stop and have some lunch, maybe for about half an hour, and then we're gonna head on to Irisburn. Hi! We made it. So before we start our descent down to the Irisburn campsite, there's more climbing, and my calves are burning so much. I just know that all of the views and all of the hard work will be worth it. It's just very challenging, and we're definitely going to be walking in the dark later on. This is just insanely beautiful. Look at those mountains behind me. I feel so lucky, so privileged to be able to go on hikes like this and visit these places of New Zealand, even though I'm feeling a little bit crazy at the moment because we're doing it in 2 days. I'm still so grateful, and I'm happy to be here, really. We're currently on a wee side quest up to Mount Luxmore summit. Okay, time to race our way down to Irisburn campsite because we are now racing the sun. We've probably got 2 more hours of daylight and then the torches will be coming out. I really need to know if this is doubtful sound or not, or if it's a part of Lake Te Anau. So if you know the answer, please let me know in the comments because it's been bugging me the whole time around this part of the track. There's a wee emergency shelter over there, and that is there in case the track is impassable due to snow or avalanche risk. This is my last hiking adventure in Southland, Southland/Fiordland, before I start heading north, getting ready to move over to Perth in Western Australia. So there'll definitely be a lot more videos coming in the next few weeks just of my trip up there, and I also have some other hikes planned along the way. the track's playing tricks on us because now we're going back uphill again. Hopefully not for too long though. We've officially been on the track for 8.5 hours and feeling very tired, very worn out. However, I have to appreciate that the sunset is going to be magical, and there's nothing quite like the feeling of being up on top of a mountain when the sun's setting. So at the last shelter we were at, it said 2 hours to Hanging Valley shelter, and it's taken us an hour and a quarter, so pretty happy with that. The sign where we just were at Hanging Valley Shelter said 2 hours to Irisburn, but we're hoping that it will be just over an hour, like it was for us going from the first shelter to Hanging Valley, and then we can set up our tent, have some much needed food, and get all tucked in for the night because it's starting to get really cold up here on the ridges. So I'm definitely ready for some hot food and a sleeping bag. It's starting to get quite dark now. I think the torch and headlamp will need to come out soon. We've just gone into the trees and we are on the downhill, so I think Irisburn Hut and campsite shouldn't actually be too far away, maybe another hour. I am timing it, so I'll let you know when we get there. I feel like this is now the only acceptable way to have breakfast on a hike. Chocolate pudding. It's great. So good. We are officially headed out on day 2. So just to catch you up, yesterday we spent 11 hours on the track. So that was about 10 hours and 15 minutes of walking and 45 minutes of break times. The last section coming down into the campsite was really difficult. It was pitch black and we had Candace had a head torch, I had a torch. Turns out my torch isn't very good, and it was very rocky terrain, and it just felt like it went on forever. When the track finally leveled out, I started getting a little bit optimistic, and then as soon as I saw the heart lights I was so excited. it was definitely a very challenging day, but we obviously made it, and today is a new day. We had a tiny bit of a climb to start off our morning, probably about 200 meters, and now we've been walking through this beautiful valley, and it's like a winter paradise, I guess. The ground is frozen, there's frost everywhere, it just is beautiful. I'm really enjoying myself. I'm sure there might be some surprises for us today later on the track, but this is such a good way to start the day. I knew there had to be something coming, something a little bit tricky. We've been on track for 2 hours this morning now, and it hasn't been anything too crazy, mostly flat walking with a couple of small hills and a little bit of rocky terrain thrown in there. The time listed between huts is 6 hours. It took us 2.5 hours to get to the halfway point, so here's hoping that we've only got another 2.5 hours to get to the hut for a wee break, and then we will be on the home stretch. We've just made it to Motoro Hut, and it took us 5 hours from Irisburn, so we're just going to head out towards Rainbow Reach and then head back to the car park. Let's do it! We've been on track for 7 hours today, and now we are on the last stretch back to the Kepler Track car park, and we're hoping that it's going to take us about 3 hours, so we will see you on the other side. These hills are kicking my butt today. My feet are covered in blisters. I just have to share the reality of it. You know, we're so close to the finish line, but I'm very, very exhausted right now. We have made it back to the official start of the track after 10 hours on track today. 2 days, 67 kilometers. Thanks for watching and coming along, and I will see you on my next adventure. Ka kite anō.